I'm going to make another video at the 1 week mark, then by 2 weeks I'll have something for you guys to play. Well, that was a lie. But it was a nice thought, thinking I could have an upload schedule. Week 3 of making Sonic 06 a good game. Compared to their 3 years, we're still pretty on track. Now, I could just talk about what I did and how I did it and bore half of you. Or I can distract you with pretty bits of gameplay while I chant design philosophy and bore all of you. So to get into things, one of my main problems with Sonic 06 was how none of the mechanics or inputs really meshed well together. The jump button was a jump button and they left it at that so they wouldn't scare it. But screw simplicity, we're combining mechanics like an Adderall addicted Mario Odyssey and turning this into a borderline fighting game. For example, if you crouch while sprinting, you slide. If you sprint while crouching, you charge a spin dash. If you jump while sliding, you long jump. Jump while crouching, you high jump. Sprint while jumping, you do a trick, and a dozen other combinations like that. Every mechanic interacts with one another differently, even looking around. Like, if you look down while jumping, a crash style shadow appears. It only appears when you're looking down and are off the ground though, so it's not distracting while you're running around the open world. Okay, so now, if we break down games into their core building blocks, like their main mechanics and primary focus, you can see that games like Halo have shooting as its main mechanic and large-scale warfare as its focus. Everything leads back to different ways to shoot guns, get in place to use guns better, or throw grenades, which is really just turning yourself into a gun. You can see that with the early Sonic games as well. Its main mechanic was movement, pretty broad, I know, and adaptability was its focus. Everything can be brought down to a combination of those two things, as you always had only a small bit of time to prepare yourself for each new obstacle as it came on screen. There are multiple paths throughout each level that cross over each other, as well as different stage gimmicks for each area. Sonic 06 doesn't have such a clean cut with its design. Its core mechanic is still movement, but its focus is on storytelling more than anything. With separate overlapping campaigns, content cutscenes, dialogue sequences, and narration throughout the gameplay, that's where they wanted the focus to be. It's just, it doesn't impact the core mechanic in any tangible way, just as movement doesn't impact the story. Plus, there's also all this other fluff around the sides, like hub areas with little access for movement, storefronts that have necessary upgrades hidden behind in-game currency, character-specific abilities that don't have anything to do with movement, and custom abilities that you have to buy and actively switch between. Basically, you never really have to quickly adapt to anything. Whenever there's something different to do, there's always a 2-minute loading screen before you get there, and most of the time it's just the same generic action game things anyway. So that all brings us to the point I was trying to make about this particular game's philosophy. Being the 15-year anniversary of the 15-year anniversary, it's only fitting that the core mechanic and focus is the same as the original Sonic the Hedgehog, where every mechanic is used to move the character in some way, and that the player has to adapt to new environments and interactables with the same abilities you have from the start of the game all the way through. Of course, the story will still have its focus, but the mechanics and interactions will shape the story rather than the other way around. Like, if it's fun to run on a level that's constantly tipping, then the story can reflect that by having it be on a crashed ship, not just making a level in a tight area, which isn't fun to play, because the story was written 18 months ago and absolutely needs this scene to make sense. We've also slammed some more mechanics in, like 2D areas and water sliding, that change how gameplay feels. 2D areas blend seamlessly in and out of 3D areas, so it doesn't stop the action with a cutscene or anything, and water is no longer an instant kill. If you're going fast enough, you'll simply glide over the top of it, but as you slow down, you'll only have 2 hops before it's game over. Basically, Sega, it's gameplay and mechanic variety, where each combination of mechanics do something different, and isn't just leaving it at jump means jump. I mean, we've got high jumps, long jumps, double jumps, wall jumps, normal jumps, bounce jumps, just to name a few. Now, the beauty of this is that the player doesn't need to know how to do each of these moves, but they're free to discover them while playing, which leads to bigger levels with multiple routes you can take while rewarding the player with exploring both the area and the character's moveset. It will also be good for general racing and speedrunning though, as finding the fastest combination of routes and or breaks to get through levels will be more hectic the more interactions we add. Now, the bad news. I'm not releasing the game for you guys to play just yet because I still need to make enemies work, as well as making everything else pretty and just generally making more game for this game. Because damn, if I get a cease and desist, I want to make it be for a damn good game. As ever, thanks for watching the video, and please make sure to comment or message me your feedback. I want all of your input on this. Let's make something grand.